The words cut through the high-tech podcast studio like a gunshot. The Economist, Dr. Nathan Carter, leans forward, his face a mix of irritation and smug confidence. The audience watching live, both in the studio and millions online, instantly senses this won't be an intellectual tea party. Across from him, Elon Musk smirks, not in amusement, but in that dangerous, calculating way he does when he knows he's about to dismantle an argument with brutal efficiency. He tilts his head slightly, fingers tapping rhythmically on the table. "I mean, look," Musk says, his voice deceptively casual. "You can throw insults, or you can actually try to make a valid point. Which one's it gonna be?" Carter scoffs, adjusting his glasses. "The point is, you don't understand the fundamentals of economic stability. You're playing cowboy capitalism, and it's reckless as hell. AI-driven automation, unchecked privatization. You gut in labor markets while lining your pockets. It's a tech bro fantasy, and the rest of the world has to live with the consequences." Musk leans in. "Right. And remind me again, what's your net worth? Or wait, how many successful companies have you built?" A murmur ripples through the live audience. The Economist's jaw clenches. "This isn't about personal wealth," Carter fires back. "This is about economic responsibility. You're bulldozing entire industries, laughing all the way to the bank, and you have the audacity to act like you're saving humanity?" Musk shrugs. "I mean, yeah, pretty much." Laughter erupts from part of the audience. Others shift uncomfortably. The tension in the room crackles. Carter slams his palm on the table. "Jesus Christ, Elon, you're not listening." Musk cuts him off, voice sharp. "No, you're not listening. You're stuck in an outdated system pretending like the economy works the way it did 50 years ago. You're treating innovation like it's a threat when it's the only thing keeping civilization from collapsing." "Bullshit," Carter snaps. "Innovation at what cost? You're pushing mass automation without safety nets. What happens when millions lose their jobs overnight? What happens when governments can't keep up? You're creating chaos." Musk's smile fades. His expression hardens. "You know what creates chaos?" he says, voice low and edged with steel. "Stagnation, bureaucracy, overregulation. You're so terrified of disruption that you'd rather let entire industries rot than allow them to evolve. That's what's reckless." Carter's face flushes red. "Oh, go fuck yourself, Elon." Gasps ripple through the studio. The host's eyes widen, hands tightening on his cue cards. The live chat on screen explodes with reactions. "Carter's losing it. This is insane." Musk doesn't flinch. He simply chuckles, shaking his head. "See, this is the problem with your kind," he says. "You hide behind academic theories and government grants, but the second someone challenges you, you lose your shit. Real progress isn't polite, Nathan. It's brutal. It's disruptive. And yeah, it pisses people off. But last time I checked, the world doesn't run on feelings." Carter points a finger at him. "You arrogant son of a..." The host finally steps in, clearing his throat, voice a little too high-pitched. Okay, gentlemen, let's take a breath. This is a discussion, not a boxing match." Musk leans back, completely unfazed. Carter exhales sharply, rubbing his temples. The host forces a chuckle. "So, quite the fiery start. Let's, refocus. Elon, your argument is that innovation, no matter how disruptive, is ultimately for the greater good?" Musk nods. "Not just that. It's inevitable. You can fight it, you can regulate it, you can cry about it, but at the end of the day, the world moves forward with or without your approval." Carter exhales sharply, trying to steady his voice. "And I'm saying that moving forward without guardrails is a fucking disaster waiting to happen." The host glances between them. "All right, let's get into specifics. The fight is far from over, and the world is watching. The podcast studio is a sleek, modern battlefield. High-definition cameras capture every micro-expression. A live chat scrolls across the giant screen behind them. Thousands of real-time reactions, a war zone of opinions. Outside, the world is waiting. Social media has already ignited. News outlets are clipping sound bites. Musk's supporters rally behind him, calling him a visionary. Economists and academics prepare their rebuttals, sharpening their knives. This isn't just a debate. This is the opening shot in a war between two philosophies. Disruption versus caution. Tech innovation versus institutional control. And neither side plans to lose. Musk isn't here to play nice. He's heard it all before, every critique, every doomsday prediction. He's been called reckless, dangerous, a capitalist overlord, a delusional billionaire, and yet every time he comes out on top. His edge he builds. While his critics write think pieces and policy papers, he engineers rockets, AI, and neural interfaces. He doesn't argue from theory. He argues from results, and right now he's here to prove that the future isn't going to be dictated by fearful bureaucrats clinging to outdated models. It's going to be built by people like him. Got it. You want 1,500 words of pure, no-filter, high-impact script writing for the next section. I'm bringing the fire. If I hit the cap, I'll immediately continue in the next response to hit the full count. Let's go. Got it. You want 1,500 words of pure, no-filter, high-impact script writing for the next section? I'm bringing the fire. If I hit the cap, I'll immediately continue in the next response to hit the full count. Let's go. Carter, leaning forward, voice sharp. You act like innovation is some fucking divine right. Like you can bulldoze through labor markets, entire economies, and just shrug while people get crushed under your goddamn progress. You're acting like I'm personally taking their jobs. I'm not. The world's changing. You can adapt or you can cry about it. But stopping progress? That's not an option. Jesus Christ, Elon. You really think you're saving people? You're a goddamn disruptor with a god complex. Somebody's got to do it. Carter, explosive, voice shaking with anger. All right. Let's dial it back for a second. Carter, ignoring him, pointing a finger at Musk. You don't give a single shit about what happens to regular people, do you? You sit in your billion-dollar labs, launching rockets, playing AI overlord. But what happens to the millions of people your automation destroys? Musk, deadpan, no hesitation. They find something else to do. The audience collectively gasps. Some laugh. Others murmur in shock. Carter, stumped, then furious. You arrogant fuck. You actually believe that, don't you? Yep. God damn. Carter slamming the table, goddamn somewhere else. You can't just move them somewhere else when your tech makes them obsolete. They're not chess pieces, but if they refuse to evolve, they'll get left behind, and that's not my fault. Another explosion of reactions from the audience. The tension is suffocating. Musk doesn't blink. Carter's hands are clenched into fists. Host, forcing a nervous chuckle, gripping his cue cards for dear life. Okay, so clearly we have very strong perspectives here. Dr. Carter, let's talk practical solutions. What do you propose should be done about technological displacement? First, regulation. Governments need to put fucking brakes on reckless automation. People need time to transition, but instead, companies like Tesla and OpenAI are steamrolling ahead with zero accountability. No accountability? You mean bureaucracy? Slow everything down, right? Just to protect your comfortable little system? Carter, furious. It's called stability, Elon. Musk, chuckling, shaking his head. It's called stagnation. Carter, It's called keeping people from getting completely fucked over. Musk, flat, unshaken. Huh? You really believe that, huh? You think a 55-year-old factory worker who's spent decades perfecting his craft should just, what, go take a fucking coding boot camp and pray for the best? Musk, completely serious? Yes. Another wave of gasps. The audience is divided, some clapping, others shaking their heads. You're insane. Musk, smirking, completely unfazed. This isn't just arrogance, it's danger. You're pushing an economy that doesn't give a shit about human survival. You think technology fixes everything, but all it's doing is burning the world down faster. Musk, leaning forward, voice low, deadly serious. The world is already burning. The difference is, I'm trying to build something from the ashes. You're just standing in the way. Carter, furious, slamming his fist on the table. I get it perfectly. You're scared. Your entire profession is based on models that don't work anymore. And instead of admitting that, you'd rather regulate innovation out of existence. Connor, mocking, eyes blazing, blazed to the eyes. Oh yeah, because the billionaire is the fucking victim. Just the guy who keeps winning. Another wave of reactions. The chat on screen is exploding. Team Elon, Team Carter, accusations of corporate greed, cries for economic justice. It's a war zone. Hey, let's take a step back and refocus. Dr. Carter, what do you think is the biggest threat Musk's vision poses to the economy? Carter, without hesitation. Concentration of power. If guys like him control AI, robotics, space, energy, what choice does anyone else have? What happens when democracy takes a back seat to tech oligarchy? Democracy? You mean politicians who don't understand basic math, making billion-dollar decisions? Yeah, that's been working out great. And what? You should be the one making those decisions, a billionaire with zero accountability? Musk, better than a room full of boomers who think the internet runs on magic. Laughter erupts. Carter looks like he's about to explode. Carter, you arrogant mother... Host, we're going to take a quick break. Musk, ignoring the host, looking Carter dead in the eye. You're scared because you know I'm right. The old systems are dying. The only question is whether you'll adapt or be left behind. You are exactly why billionaires need to be fucking regulated. And you are exactly why nothing ever gets done. Boom! This segment ends on that brutal note. The host wipes sweat from his brow, the audience is in chaos, and the internet is already setting itself on fire. You got it! This next 1,500-word section will keep the heat rising, no cooling off, no slowing down. The war between Musk and Carter is about to escalate hard, and I'm making sure this hits like a fucking nuke. If I hit a word cap, I'll immediately continue in the next response. No breaks, no mercy. The studio break room is anything but calm. Carter is pacing, his hands shaking with pure frustration. His assistant, Lena, a sharp-eyed economic analyst in her early 30s, steps in with a bottle of water and a concerned expression. Lena, you need to breathe. Carter laughs bitterly, taking the water but not drinking it. Breathe. He's up there winning because he's selling the illusion of inevitability. And people are buying it like crack. Lena, because he believes it. That's what makes him dangerous. Carter, rubbing his forehead, muttering, that's the worst part. He makes just enough sense to be convincing. Lena, then we expose the part where he's bullshitting. Carter stops pacing, looks at her. She pulls out her phone, scrolling fast. Lena, I've been digging while you were on stage. Neuralink, Starlink, OpenAI, the real numbers, the failures, the unethical trials. The money pits he doesn't want people talking about. Carter, eyes narrowing. Lena, we have to. Carter exhales. His hands steady, his jaw tightens. The fight isn't over. Not even close. Back on stage, the energy is fucking electric. The host looks like he's sitting on a live grenade. Musk is relaxed. Too relaxed. Carter steps back in, a controlled storm behind his eyes. All right, gentlemen, we're back. Now, Dr. Carter, before the break, we were discussing the economic impact of automation and Carter, cutting him off. Let's talk about Neuralink. Musk's eyes flicker, just for a second. Then, a smirk. Musk. Sure, what about it? You have human subjects in trials right now, don't you? Of course, that's how medical trials work. Carter. And how many of those trials ended with patients having to get the implants removed because of severe complications? Musk's smirk tightens. He shifts slightly in his seat. The audience notices. The online chat notices. Musk. Every experimental procedure has risks. That's part of the process. Carter, and those risks resulted in how many cases of permanent nerve damage? How many people signed up thinking they were part of the future only to end up as medical waste? Musk laughs, but it's different now. Less smug, more calculated. Musk, you sound like a conspiracy theorist. I sound like someone who's read the reports. Musk blinks. Just once, the crowd shifts in their seats. Carter keeps going. Carter, you push this narrative of innovation at all costs, but the cost is people's lives. And let's talk about your other projects. Starlink, for example. Rural communities put their faith in it, and now half of them are dealing with outages and overpriced service. The moment the government subsidies dry up, so will your so-called solution. Musk, still composed, but now there's a glint in his eyes. No, but... Some failures actually get admitted instead of covered up. The audience fucking erupts. Musk exhales through his nose. The war is in full swing. The fight isn't just happening on stage, it's bleeding into the world. Online, Twitter is a fucking bloodbath. Elon is right is trending. His fans are rallying, defending every move, calling Carter a corporate shell, a technophobic dinosaur, and worse. Musk meltdown is also trending. Critics are pouncing, pulling receipts, sharing whistleblower accounts, posting side-by-side clips of his contradictions. Reddit, YouTube, even fucking TikTok, clips of the debate are spreading like wildfire. Every news network is spinning the chaos in real time. Backstage, a Tesla executive is on the phone, pacing hard. Tesla exec, damage control, now. I want controlled counter-narratives. Get our clips viral. Push the Musk versus the corrupt system angle. On the other side, Lena is on her laptop firing emails. Lena, get journalists on this. The Starlink numbers, the Neuralink failures, make them loud. Musk leans back, eyes locked on Carter. He knows the tide is shifting, but he's not done. You think exposing problems makes you right? No, it just makes you a critic. Critics don't build the future. They just slow it down. And unchecked egos don't build progress. They build disasters. Musk, leaning in, voice razor sharp, or you should buy the force of an X-side to lean into, eyes burning everything down just to watch the flames. Musk exhaled sharply. The audience, holding its collective fucking breath. All right, I think we need another break. Musk suddenly laughs. Not fake, not forced. A real fucking laugh. Musk, you know what? I respect you, Carter. Carter blinks, suspicious. You're wrong. You're loud. but at least you're willing to fight. That's the difference between us, Musk. I fight for people, you fight for yourself. Musk's grin tightens. Just a little. Musk, same thing, Carter. Same fucking thing? Got it. 1,500 words, no filters, no slowdown, no mercy. This section is all about retaliation, persecution, and Musk playing dirty. Carter's about to get hit with the full force of the machine. I'm not stopping until the full word count is in. If I hit a limit, I'll immediately continue in the next response. It's 3 a.m. when Carter's phone explodes with notifications. Lena stirs on the couch in his office, rubbing her eyes as Carter stares at the screen, rage boiling beneath his skin. Lena, groggy, why the hell are you awake? Hey, Carter, flat, furious. Headlines scream at them. Disgraced economist has a history of failed predictions. Why should we trust him now? Carter's past ties to failed policy decisions, a record of economic disasters. Is this the man we want lecturing Elon Musk on innovation? Lena blinks, takes the phone, scrolls. Lena. Jesus Christ, they're flooding every outlet with this. Carter. They had this locked and loaded. They were waiting. Lena moves fast, laptop open, fingers flying. Lena. They're digging up old reports, taking shit out of context, spinning your academic work like you're some kind of economic arsonist. Carter. Who's behind it? Lena. Half of them are Musk fanboys. The rest PR firms. Fucking paid hit pieces. Look, this one here, directly funded by a pro-Tesla lobbying group. Carter breathes in, breathes out. Focus. The war is in the open now, no pretending, no debate stage theatrics. This is full-scale reputation assassination. Carter, get ahead of it. We counterpunch now. Lena. On it. The laptop screen reflects in Carter's eyes as Lena crafts the response. A war of narratives is unfolding, and it's only just begun. Hours later, Carter steps into his university office. He barely makes it 2 steps before his department chair, D.R. Kent, blocks his path. We need to talk, now. Carter, let me guess. Pressure from donors? Kent exhales sharply, avoids his gaze. Kent, they're pulling funding, Carter. Carter lets that sit for a beat, feels the weight of it, but he doesn't flinch. Carter, because I debated Musk? Carter, because you attacked Musk, because this university has partnerships, grants, research investments, and you just pissed off the man who controls a lot of those pipelines. Carter, so much for academic integrity. Carter, so much for out. Now, resign or it gets ugly. Carter stares him down. The message is clear. This isn't a request. This is an execution. He nods, not in agreement, just understanding. Then he turns, walks out. His career just got torched. That night, Carter logs onto Twitter. The trending topics? A fucking massacre. Economist fraud. Elon wins again, and at the center of it, a tweet from Musk. One that cuts like a scalpel. Some people criticize from the sidelines because they're too afraid to build. Guess the world has a way of sorting things out. Carter breathes, keeps scrolling. The comments are vicious. Dude just lost his job. Maybe he can drive an Uber now, lol. Elon just ended this man's entire career, holy shit. Carter tried to fight and got fucking deleted, LMO. Carter types, you think this is over? It's just getting started. He hits send. Lena is there, watching him, worried. Lena? Softly. You look like shit. Carter, dry laugh. Lena, they went nuclear, and it's working. Your credibility is bleeding out. Carter runs a hand through his hair. He knows. He fucking knows. Carter, you ever wonder what happens to people who fight these battles? Lena, quiet. Yeah. Carter, they lose. They get erased, buried. Lena, not all of them. Carter looks at her, searching. Not you. And something shifts in his eyes. The exhaustion doesn't fade, the weight doesn't lift, but for the first time, something harder settles in his bones. Carter isn't going to roll over and die. Carter's going to fight back. Harder, smarter, meaner. Got it. 1,500 words. No slowdowns, no filters. Pure strategic counterattack. Carter has been burned to the ground. His name is a smear campaign's punching bag. His career? Wrecked. But he's not staying down. This is where the fight flips. The counter-strike begins. And Carter? He's about to hit back like a motherfucker. I'll write straight to the limit if it cuts off. I'll immediately continue in the next response. We are not stopping. Carter's apartment. Laptop screens glow in the dim light. Articles, data leaks, screenshots of messages. A web of power laid bare. Lena paces, phone at her ear, voice sharp. Carter? He sits still, cold, focused. A storm contained in flesh. Lena? Interphone? We're leaking it. Yeah. I'll send the files, get the press lined up. Carter's fingers drum on the table. His mind runs like an AI on overdrive. Every move, every counter, every weakness in Musk's machine, analyzed, dissected. Lena, hanging up, turning to Carter. You're sure about this? My career? My name? Thought I'd just fucking take it? Lena, you go public with this. There's no undo button. Carter, good, because Carter isn't here to play defense. He's about to burn the battlefield. And Musk? He won't see it coming. 4 a.m. Twitter explodes. A thread appears, signed by Carter's account. You wanted a war? Fine. Let's talk about Musk's real business model. A thread, post by post, Carter lays it out. The backroom deals, the government handouts disguised as genius, the union busting, the safety reports buried under PR bullshit, and then the bombshell. A direct line from a leaked email chain. Make sure this guy never works again. No platform, no job. We handle it. Internal memo from a Musk-aligned lobbying group discussing me. It spreads like fucking wildfire. The internet turns on a dime. Even Musk fanboys blink, hesitate. Wait, this is straight up blacklisting. So he wasn't just fired, he was erased? Elon? Care to explain? And then, like blood in the water, the media smells it. Breaking documents reveal coordinated effort to silence Economist who challenged Musk. Leaked memos suggest direct retaliation against Carter for podcast debate, and just like that, the fight flips. Musk? He's no longer the untouchable genius. He's a man scrambling for control. Tesla HQ, Silicon Valley. Musk sits in a private meeting room. The walls buzz with encrypted soundproofing. Across from him, a PR rep, pale as death. We need a statement. Now. The leaks are everywhere. Musk leans back, stares, fingers tapping the table. His mind is a fortress, silent, unreadable. Do we have his sources? Musk not yet, but the DOJ is looking into it now. Musk exhales, annoyed, not scared, just pissed. Musk, fine. Feed the media a misinterpretation angle. Discredit the documents. PR rep, we already tried. Musk narrows his eyes. PR rep, it's not working. Carter isn't alone. Journalists are backing him up. Legal teams are sniffing around. This is getting out of control. For the first time, just a flicker, Musk feels it. A battle he might not control. The next morning, Carter wakes up to Lena's voice. Sharp, urgent. Lena, get the fuck up now. Carter jolts. Lena shoves her phone in his face. Breaking federal investigation into Carter's past financial ties. Did he manipulate data? Carter blinks, processes. Then he laughs. Cold, hollow. Carter, there it is. Lena, they're launching a full-blown federal probe. They're trying to flip this on you. Musk isn't defending. He's attacking. Carter cracks his knuckles. The war just escalated. And if Musk wants to go nuclear, then Carter is about to bring the fucking apocalypse. This is it. The showdown. Musk has played his move, turning the full weight of the system on Carter. But Carter? He's about to pull the fucking rug out from under Musk's empire. No slowdowns, no breathing room, just absolute warfare. 1,500 words of pure, unfiltered hellfire. The setting? A live-streamed high-stakes debate panel. Not a closed-door meeting, a fucking arena. A sleek glass-walled conference hall in New York, spotlights, cameras, a crowd packed with media sharks, industry giants, and public intellectuals. Twitter's watching, YouTube's watching, the whole goddamn world is watching. And Carter? He walks in like a man who's already won. He wears a suit, but there's something off-script about him, calm but coiled, like he's about to start a revolution with nothing but words and well-timed detonations. And Musk? He sits at the center of the stage, arms folded, no smile, no forced charisma, just a billionaire on defense. Moderator. Welcome, gentlemen. Given recent allegations and the heated discourse surrounding the technology sector's ethics, we thought it prudent to, let's skip the PR fluff. Carter, you accused me of weaponizing influence, of blacklisting you. Show your proof. Oh, he fucking asked for it. Gladly. Carter reaches into his pocket, pulls out his phone, clicks a button. A giant screen behind him flickers to life, and then, boom! The emails, the private messages, the goddamn receipts, leaked memos from SpaceX executives, coded language from Musk's own circle, a direct order to freeze out Carter from every major tech opportunity. Make sure he never works again. If he speaks, we bury him. Coincident with media contacts? Shift the narrative. The crowd goes still. The internet? Exploding. Musk's fingers twitch, just barely, but Carter catches it. Carter, you don't innovate, Elon. You eliminate. You don't win debates. You destroy the opposition before they can even step onto the stage. A hush, a crackle of energy, like the air before a thunderstorm. Musk leans forward, voice dangerous. Musk, you're assuming those are real. Carter, they're verified. We cross-check sources, metadata. Hell, even reached out to some of your former employees. And then Carter pulls out one last weapon. In fact, let's bring one of them on stage, shall we? The door opens. A figure steps in, the final nail in the coffin. A man steps onto the stage. Paul Henderson, former Tesla whistleblower, fired under mysterious circumstances. He walks up to the mic, stares Musk down, and then with a voice like fucking thunder, he speaks. Henderson, everything Carter said, true, and I was there when the orders were given. The room explodes. Musk's mask cracks, just a little, a flicker of panic. He opens his mouth, but the moderator cuts him off. Moderator. Musk, would you like to officially respond? Musk exhales, fingers clenching the table. This is a character attack. A coordinated ambush. But the crowd isn't buying it. Because now? Now it's his words against proof. No pauses, no mercy. This is the fallout. Musk is backed into a corner. The room has turned against him. The evidence is out in the wild, spreading like wildfire. But if you think he's going down without a last-ditch fight, you don't know how billionaires play this game. The debate hall is chaos. Journalists scramble. Twitter is in free fall. Musk's PR team is already working damage control, but it's like trying to stop a flood with duct tape. Carter just stands there, watching the empire crack, watching Musk seethe. Musk. You think this ends with a headline? Carter, cold smile. I think it ends with a reckoning. And then Musk stands and walks off stage. Not a word to the cameras, not a last-ditch defense, because he's not playing the public game anymore. He's going underground. And that's way more fucking dangerous. Fast forward, 24 hours. Carter's name is everywhere. Whistleblower exposes Elon Musk. Leaked emails show systemic silencing of critics. Public trust in Musk at all-time low. Interviews, calls, corporate entities suddenly reevaluating their connections to Musk. And then, the first counterpunch, email in Carter's inbox. SEC investigation into Carter initiated. Tax fraud allegations filed. Oh, you sneaky, desperate motherfucker. Carter laughs. Not out of joy, out of sheer disbelief. Out of the raw, boiling understanding of exactly what game they're playing now. Carter, to himself, shaking his head, of fucking course. Because when a king starts falling, he doesn't try to climb back up. He just starts dragging everyone else down with him. The retaliation escalates. Carter's accounts are suddenly flagged. His company's investors start pulling out. News stories pop up questioning his credibility. Was Carter always this clean? Experts weigh in. Connections between Carter and shadow investors? What's the truth? It's all bullshit. A well-coordinated smear campaign. The exact kind of institutional kill shot Musk has always used to erase threats. And it's working. The tide is shifting. People are questioning Carter now. The internet is divided. And that's when the first death threat lands in his inbox. Because that's the cost of challenging an empire. Carter sits in a dimly lit apartment, phone off, news playing in the background. His name is everywhere, but suddenly, it doesn't feel like a victory anymore. It feels like the fucking Hunger Games. And then, incoming call, unknown number. He picks up. Silence. Then, voice, low, calm, terrifying. Carter freezes. Moves to the window. Looks down. A black SUV. Parked. Not moving. Just watching. And waiting.